Roger, what's the key to getting people to buy into a movement? He had the MAGA movement. What's the key thing to getting people to buy into a message, whether it's politics or in business?
Well, I think it's the same. What's the benefit? In other words, in your pitch, you need to tell people what the benefit is to them. That's what they want to know. I read a book. In 1966, I was involved in my first campaign where I had any real responsibility. It was a state Senate race in Connecticut, working for a guy named John Lupton, who was a great candidate. And the campaign manager was a guy named Howard Long, who was a Madison Avenue advertising guy right out of Mad Men. He'd take the train, from New York out to New Canaan, and he wore these skinny black ties, and he drank these vodka martinis, and he smoked these little cigarillos. And I learned more from this guy just watching him in this campaign. And he recommended a book to me. It's called Confessions of an Advertising Man by David Ogilvy. You can find it. It's in paperback. It's a business book staple. When people come to work for me, the first thing I do is give them a copy of this book and say, read it. Now, the book was written in 1963, but it doesn't matter because everything in it is transferable. So the chapter entitled How to Illustrate a Poster would now today be called How to Build Your Home Site, your home website.
Wow.
But everything in this book is transferable to modern technology. This is, other than the Bible and my own book, Stone's Rules, this is the most important book that I've read.
So you even put together the framework of how to get your advertising done. Is that what you're extracting from the Confessions of an Advertising Man? Is that the name of the book?
Well, it's one of the many things. I mean, it's for example, I see people put in their signs, let's say, vote Roger J. Stone Jr. Republican primary, August 27th. No, just put the name. The name. If you can't see the name from 25 feet away, then you've kind of failed in the mission. Yep. It's basic. It's very basic stuff. But the key to selling anything is what's the benefit to the buyer. Tell the buyer what the potential benefit is to them. Build the wall, for example. I wrote my first book was about the Kennedy assassination. And it became a New York Times bestseller. And my publisher obviously knew more about publishing books than I did. My original title was something, like Destiny in Dallas or something, I thought was fetching. And the publisher said, no, you have to tell people in the title of the book what the book is about if you want them to buy it. Now my book is entitled The Man Who Killed Kennedy, The Case Against LBJ. And it became a New York Times best-selling book like that. I took it to 6 different publishers. They all said, no one will read this book. Nobody's interested in this. You're crazy. I said, no, I this is what I want. Now, if you go out and buy this book, let me remind you to buy the paperback because it has 3 additional chapters. Because after I published the hard copy, I got so much incoming information from people who knew more about the situation. And once I vetted that information, I put it back out in paperback with 3 extra chapters. I also hated the cover of the hardcover, which had been designed by my publisher, and I did my own cover for the paperback. But this was one of the most important things I learned. The book title told you everything you needed to know about what the book was about. So did Lyndon Johnson kill John Kennedy? Boy, there's something I'd like to know about. And the book still sells extremely well today. By the way, you can go to stonezone.com in the store, and you get a signed copy. Or you can go to Amazon and give your money to a multinational corporation that hates your guts.
But I'm just curious, do you think that the next 4 years will see a more antitrust movement, breaking up Amazon, breaking up Google, breaking up Facebook, breaking up Apple? Do you foresee that prediction?
I certainly hope so. Look, here's what I think happened. During Trump's 4 years in the White House, he wanted to do those things. And he went to the acting Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, who always said the same thing. Yes, sir, we're working on it. But they weren't working on it. They were stalling because they intended and planned to do nothing. And they knew that Trump would get distracted with bigger issues like war and peace and the economy and so on. But just the fact that Google was sending voter reminders to people who were Democrats or Democrat-leaning independents, but wasn't sending out any of these voter reminders to Republicans, that's putting your thumb on the scale, for example. Google is the single greatest offender. Go do, before the election, if you did a Google News search on Donald Trump, why are the first 5 pages of stories all negative? Every single one of them is a hit piece. How can that be? Well, it's designed to be that way. So yes, I think that there has been too much power centralized in specific tech companies, and I do think they're in violation of antitrust laws in many cases.
Yeah, because you're talking about an advertising budget. I mean, if you're going to advertise online, you're advertising on YouTube, Google, you're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, which is Meta.
But what if they won't sell you advertising?
That's right.
So Meta, particularly, I mean, if you're a Republican candidate for Congress, Facebook isn't selling you ads. You're not licensed. We won't give you the permission. Why the House Republican Campaign Committee hasn't sued the snot out of Facebook, I have no idea. First thing I would have done. So, and I could make an argument that that's an illegal corporate contribution as well. So that's the amazing thing about Trump's victory, is the whole system is rigged against him. It's not just the old media, you know, the New York Times and the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal, all of whose print editions now lose money. So they're making their money online. People going to see the Wall Street Journal online. They don't realize it's not the old Wall Street Journal, but it's now owned by communist Chinese interests. Or my favorite one is Newsweek. That's not Newsweek magazine, folks. That company went out of business. That Newsweek masthead that you're so familiar with, that belongs to the Daily Beast. And people at the Daily Beast, they lie for a living. I mean, one thing you know for certain about the Daily Beast, nothing printed there is either accurate or true. They just say whatever they want. So it is amazing that, given the fact that the mass media, which still has huge influence, was arrayed against Trump, the government was working against Trump, the government is pressuring all of these news outlets to censor Trump and his supporters. I mean, to this day, you can find me on X. I'm Roger J. Stone Jr., Roger J. Stone Jr. I'm verified. I was banned in 2017. I had 980,000 followers when I was banned. I filled out a form to ask the new management under Elon Musk to restore my page, my profile. I never dreamed that would be approved. And when I got back on, first of all, I had a large number of bots following me. But then additionally, I dropped to 25,000 people. That was it, 25,000 followers. And I'm now, I think I just broke 700 recently. And I've been steadily building, I'm very grateful to Elon Musk for giving me my voice back. But I'm still banned for life on Facebook. I'm still banned for life on Instagram. I'm banned for life on TikTok, but I don't really care because I don't really want the red Chinese to have everything that's in my phone. I mean, now you can go to Facebook right now, and there's several Roger Stones. They're selling crypto, they're hiring people for jobs, they're doing all kinds of stuff, collecting financial information. Folks, none of those people are me. None of them. I was in a restaurant not long ago, and a guy came up to me and said, "Hey, you never sent me that crypto I bought from you." I said, "What are you talking about?" So it's worse than you think. I'm not allowed to be there, but other people are allowed to be there using my name with a false identity. And then if I have my lawyers contact, the company, they eventually take them down. But guess what? They pop up 2 days later. Now they're Roger Stone 1234.
Right.
Or whatever mutation of my name. So there's no way. It's like whack-a-mole,
That's right.
It's outrageous.